Hi dear students, welcome to Sophia Academy. Once again, welcome to the section of mathematics of class 10, and today let us get into the new chapter, probability. So dear students, regarding the term probability, we already know this one because we studied this in our 9th class, right? So what actually is probability? Normally, see, just imagine some cases in our day-to-day life. Just by seeing the clouds, we can say it's gonna rain, right? Just by seeing the atmosphere, we will say today it's going to rain. How can we say? By some particular moments, when we are seeing some particular things, we come to the conclusion and we predict, okay, we expect something, it's gonna happen like that. And that is what we call probability. Just imagine that today India and Pakistan are gonna have a cricket match. So we will start probability, we will start giving predictions whether which team are going to win or who is going to get plenty of wickets like that, so and so. We used to one by one we used to give predictions. So probability actually it means that it is the numerical measurement of the degree of certainty. If you are certain in particular thing, if you are having a hope in your mind that it's going to happen like that, and that numerical measurement of the degree of certainty is what referred as probability. So regarding probability, we can say like this: it is the numerical measurement of the degree of certainty. So this probability, we can take it as theoretical probability also. So if you want to find the theoretical probability of a particular number, there is an equation actually, P of E, because it's E is what we call event. Every happening, we used to take it as an event. Every occurrence of any particular event, anything, okay, any particular question, so-called question, when we are taking, we used to consider it as an event, okay, it's an event. So P of E, probability of an event, P of E is equal to number of outcomes which are favorable to the event E divided by the number of all possible outcomes. What are the total possible outcomes? We have to find that one. How many outcomes are there? And which is the favorable outcome? Which is the favorable outcome? How can you understand that one? When reading a question, what is the question? What is the thing which you have to find? That is what referred as the favorable outcome. Is that clear? So like that we will understand this one. And there are normally two typical types of event. One is what we call certain event and one is what we call impossible event. Certain event means if probability of E, that is P of E, is equal to 1. P of E means P and E will be within brackets and we will read it as P of E. Probability of event E. So if P of E is equal to 1, that is what we call a certain event. Certain event means it happens. Definitely it's going to happen. That is what we call certain event. Another one is what we call impossible event. Impossible event. Just imagine that you are keeping some balls. For example, red balls and black balls are there inside a bag. Red balls and black balls. If I'm asking you, what is the probability that the ball which is drawn randomly will become a blue ball or will become a green ball? The possibility is 0 itself. We can't say a little bit, we can't assume, we can say, sometimes it may happen like that. Can we say like that? No. Why? Because inside the bag there is only white and black balls. From where can you get green balls? From where can you get blue balls? It's not at all possible. So it is impossible. And that typical type of event which we know that it's not going to happen, that is what we call impossible event. And if you are sure about something, right now I told you, certain event, that's also called sure event. How can you say surety of event? Just imagine there are two balls inside a bag. Okay, and both of them are white balls itself, or 5 or 7 balls are there, all of them are white balls itself. And I'm asking you, what is the probability that if I'm drawing a ball randomly, it becomes white? What is the probability? There is no need of thinking about a probability because you know inside the bag it is only white balls, and when you're taking out the ball, it definitely will become white itself. It's not going to become green or blue or black or anything else because there are only white balls inside. I hope you understood, right? So this is the way how to understand an event and the probability and its measurement. And the probability of any event, if you're taking the probability of any event, it lies between 0 and 1. That means it can become 0 or it can become maximum 1. So we will write 0 less than or equal to P of E less than or equal to 1. That means the value of probability to the maximum it will become 1, to the minimum it will become 0. Is that clear? That means if probability is not there, we have no idea. We will say probability is 0. And if you are sure about a particular thing, it's going to happen, definitely we can say the probability is 1. And all other expectations and probability, it lies between the value of 0 and 1. Is that clear? So whenever you are doing the calculation regarding this particular chapter, you want to find the probability of something and you got the answer 2.7, it is wrong. It is wrong. You can understand, right? 1.2, it's also wrong. 1.009, it's also wrong. Why? To the maximum it will come up to 1, to the minimum it is 0. So the value lies between 0 and 1, including 0 and 1. Okay, so that's why we have written here 0 less than or equal to P of E less than or equal to 1. I hope you understood, right? Next one is what we call the elementary event. Elementary event means if there is only a single outcome, the total outcome, if it is only a single one, that typical type of event is what we call elementary event. And regarding an elementary event, we can say that when you are finding the total probability, the sum of probabilities of an elementary event is always 1. Altogether, when you are adding all the probabilities together, you will get it finally 1 itself. That is what we call elementary event. And the very important term which you have to study in this chapter is sample space. Sample space is the collection of all possible outcomes regarding a particular question. If a question is given, for example, the collection of find the perfect square numbers lying between 0 and 100 or 0 and 50. What do you have to do? You have to collect all the perfect square numbers. Okay, first one is 1, next one is 4, then 9, then 16, 25, 36, 49, 64. Like this, one by one you have to take it off. Is that clear? So all the possible outcome, the total possible outcome regarding a particular event is altogether grouped and kept inside a bracket, inside a flower bracket, and that is what we call a sample space. So normally we used to denote it by capital letter S. So sample space S is equal to, then we will put them within sets. It's what we call set. That means a flowered bracket. So within the flower bracket we used to keep them. Okay. So for example, just imagine that you are tossing a coin. A coin is there and you are just trying to toss a coin. What are the favorable outcomes? What outcomes can you see? You can say there are two events here. Event number 1, E1. You can take it as E1. If you're taking E1, just imagine that E1 is getting a head on the upper face. You know that coin has two faces. One a heads, another one is what we call a tails. So getting a heads on the upper face is what we call event 1, E1. So what will be E2? E2 means getting a tail on the upper face. So there are only actually two possible outcomes. Number 1, the upper face can become a head or the upper face can become a tail. So there are only two outcomes. Altogether there are two outcomes, a head and a tail. We will put in within bracket and we will write sample space S is equal to HT. H and T, they are separated by a comma. H comma T. Okay, so this is how we represent a sample space. Just imagine that if two coins are tossed, if there are two coins are tossed simultaneously, if you are taking one coin and then you are tossing another coin, means in both of your hands there are one coins each and you are tossing both of them simultaneously. So now tell me, what are the possible outcomes? The possible outcomes, let us take it as the first one, let us take it as one can become one coin. The upper part of the one coin can become head. At the same time, the upper part of the second coin can become tails. So head and tails. That is first possible outcomes. And second possible outcome, both of them can show heads on the top, right? Heads and heads. So that is the second possible outcome. Third one, the first one can become tail and the second one can become head. So tail and head, possible outcome. Then finally, both can become tail. So that means there are actually these four possible outcomes are there. One is heads and tails. Then the second one is heads and heads. Third one is tail and head. And finally, tails and tails. So we can say all together there are four possible outcomes. So in this manner we can understand what are the total possible outcomes. So normally these are the two things which we used to use in this one, and there are much more regarding, see actually there are some common terms which we have to discuss today, because regarding those particular things only we can see plenty of questions in this chapter. Number 1, regarding coins. Right now I told you, if you are taking a coin, always keep in your mind that they are having two faces. One is head and another one is the tails. They are having 2 phases. Regarding that only question will come. The second one is what we call dice. Die. You know about when children used to play a game called Ludo, they used to take a small cube-like figure, right? A white color cube-like figure. You know there are 6 phases. In every phase there are dots. Yeah, the number are represented by dots from 1 to 6. In one phase there are only 1 dot, another phase there will be 2 dots, another phase 3 dots, 4, 5 and 6 dots like this. Means all together in 6 phases they are numbered by using dots. Black color dots inside a white cube. So that is what we call a cube, or that is what we call a die. So whenever you are hearing a question tossing a die, this should come in your mind. It is about a die. Then the another one is the main thing. It's what we call the cards. If you are considering a playing card, you must know regarding the playing card because it's very important, because plenty of questions used to come regarding playing cards also. The total deck of a card, one deck of a card means there are 52 playing cards. And among these 52 playing cards, they are divided into black and red. There are 26 black cards and there are 26 red cards. Okay. And these black cards, again they are categorized into 2. 13 and 13. Red cards also like that, 13 and 13. So we can say each deck of card, one deck of card, it totally contains about 52 cards in which they are having 4 suits. 2 suits of black and 2 suits of red color. Now inside this one they are divided again into different colors. Red colors means it may be of diamond and it can be of heart. So diamond and heart, both of them they will show red in color. Okay. Red color diamonds will be in shape of red, and a heart, they also will be in the shape of red color. They will be having the color of red. It will be showing like that. So red colors they are divided into 2. One is of hearts, another one is of diamonds. Then the next one is spades and clubs. Spades and clubs, they are black colored cards. So there are 4 categories. Number 1, the first suit, there are 13 diamonds. Okay, 13 diamond cards, 13 heart cards. These 2 are red in color. Then again you can see there are 13 black color cards, that means spade, and 13 clubs. All together 52. And in each set, in each suit, we can say in each suit of 13 cards, there are 9 number cards which starts from 2 to 10. Number cards, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So there are 9 number cards and 4 face cards. Face cards normally we can say that there are 3 face cards actually. One is king, another one is jack and another one is queen. So king, jack, queen, and next one ace. Then there are 9 face cards which is starting from 2 to 10. Numbering from 2 to 10. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, ace, king, jack and queen. So all together we can say there are 13 cards in one set. In one suit there are 13. So like this 13 into 4 sets, all together we will say there are 52 cards. So if there is a question and if you are being asked how many red cards are there in a deck of cards, how many red cards are there? There are 26 red cards. How many black cards are there? There are 26 black cards. All together 52 cards in a deck of cards. Is that clear? So this much you must have idea. Face card means a card in which the face, it may be of a king, it may be of a queen, it can be of a jack. So king, queen or jack, all together we can say these particular cards are having face in them. So that's why they are represented as face cards. Then one ace card is there, then another one is totally numbered from 2 to 10. That's why it's given the name number cards. So this much things you must keep in your mind. So this is the introduction part of probability. I hope you understood. So from this one by one we are going to deal. There is only a single equation in this chapter, P of E. Initially I told you P of E is equal to number of outcomes favorable to event E divided by number of all possible outcomes. So how many outcomes are there? That you have to find, and what is a favorable outcome, that also you must know. Only this much is there. So from this one very fast you will get into the chapter and you will understand this one. So I hope you understood today's topic very clearly. So that's it for today. So study very clearly this introduction part of probability, and in the next class we will be going into the exercise part and we will start solving the given problems in the very easier method, especially regarding this particular chapter. So easy and so simple chapter. So meet you again in the next class. Till then, take care and goodbye.